Toyota told you they fixed it. They pulled the engine out of your $75,000 truck, shipped you a brand new 3.4-liter twin turbo, and they called it solved. But here's what they didn't tell you. The replacement engine is also failing. Same bearings, same design, same death sentence. An independent teardown just exposed what Toyota doesn't want you to see. Main bearings, destroyed. Rod bearings, perfectly clean. Same oil, same circuit. That's physically impossible. If machining debris cost this, 127,000 trucks, a second recall, a fix that isn't working, and a bill that will destroy your finances. This is the Toyota betrayal. In May 2024, Toyota issued a recall covering 102,000 vehicles equipped with the V35A-FTS, the 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 that replaced Toyota's legendary 5.7-liter V8. The affected vehicles, 2022 and 2023 Tundras, plus Lexus LX models. Toyota's explanation was simple, clean, and convenient. Metal debris from the manufacturing process got left inside the engine. This debris, they said, could block oil passages and starve the main bearings, causing catastrophic, sudden engine failure. Sounds like an honest manufacturing mistake, right? But then, just 6 months later, in November 2025, Toyota expanded the recall. More vehicles, more model years, now including 2024 Tundras and the Lexus GX 550 for the first time. And the numbers were damning. According to NHTSA documents, Toyota had received 2,604 warranty claims and 303 field reports for engine failures. That's more than triple the failure rate from the first recall. But here's what should terrify every Tundra owner. Failures are being reported outside the official recall window. In 2025 model year vehicles, trucks that were supposedly already fixed. If this were truly a machining debris issue, a bad batch, contaminated equipment, a specific production date range, that's a finite problem. You fix the manufacturing process, you replace the affected engines, you move on. But failures across 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025 models across 2 separate manufacturing plants, one in Alabama, one in Japan, that's not a batch problem. That's a pattern. And patterns have root causes that don't go away by replacing engines. For 3 years, Toyota had been controlling these failed engines. When a Tundra failed under recall, the dealership replaced the engine and shipped the failed unit straight back to Toyota. No independent inspection allowed, no third party, no external analysis. Toyota was keeping these engines locked down. But finally, one slipped through. Eric Berg, host of the YouTube channel I Do Cars, one of the most respected engine teardown channels with nearly 500,000 subscribers, managed to acquire a failed V35A from a 2023 Tundra, 38,000 miles on the odometer. That's it. What he found does not match Toyota's story. When Berg removed the top end of the engine, the camshafts, valve train, timing components, everything looked nearly perfect. Clean cam towers, healthy timing chains, minimal wear, no debris anywhere in the upper oil circuit. Strike one against the debris theory. If machining contamination had circulated through the oil system since manufacturing, you'd expect damage everywhere the oil flows. You didn't get it. Then Berg pulled the bed plate and exposed the crankshaft. 2 main bearings completely destroyed. Heat damage, scoring, aluminum transfer welded onto the crankshaft journals, metal debris filling the oil pan. Total obliteration. But right next to those destroyed main bearings, the rod bearings, nearly spotless, clean surfaces, minimal wear, no damage at all. Here is why that is physically impossible under Toyota's explanation. The main bearings and rod bearings share the same oil circuit. Oil flows from the pump through the main gallery to the main bearings, then continues to the rod bearings. If debris was floating in that oil from the manufacturing process, both bearing types should show damage. They didn't. Only the mains failed. The rods were clean. Berg's own conclusion, direct quote, "I think it's total BS. If it was debris that caused this engine failure? How does it know to target just the main bearings and not the rod bearings? That's not debris. That's a bearing that couldn't handle the load it was subjected to. That's from someone who tears apart engines professionally, and it destroys Toyota's entire narrative. So if it's not debris, what's actually happening to these engines? The evidence points to a fundamental engineering miscalculation in how Toyota deployed this engine for truck duty. The V35A-FTS was originally developed for the Lexus LX 500, a luxury performance sedan where it debuted in 2017. Impressive on paper, 389 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque from just 3.4 liters, achieved through twin turbochargers and ultra-thin 0W20 oil designed to meet fuel economy regulations. That 0W20 oil is the first critical problem. Thinner oil means tighter bearing clearances are required to maintain adequate oil pressure. Tighter clearances mean less margin for error. Any slight machining variation, any spike in oil temperature, any sustained high load, and those bearings are operating on the razor's edge between function and catastrophic failure. Now put that engine in a full-size pickup truck and actually use it like a truck, towing 10,000 pounds up a mountain pass in July heat, both turbos at maximum boost, exhaust gas temperatures climbing, oil temperatures spiking. The loads on those main bearings are massive, in a way the LS500's gentle highway cruising never created. The teardown revealed a second critical detail. The V35A uses 180-degree thrust bearings located only in the engine block. Toyota's old 5.7-liter V8 used 360-degree thrust bearings on both the block and main cap. That's half the thrust bearing surface area, handling the same axial loads. Half the surface area. Added up, ultra-thin fuel economy oil, tight bearing clearances with no tolerance for variation, maximum turbo-generated cylinder pressures, half the thrust-bearing contact area of the V8 it replaced. Operating in a heavy-duty truck application, the engine was never originally engineered to handle. And Toyota's own NHTSA filing confirms they know something is systemically wrong, because they literally stated they cannot estimate which percentage of affected vehicles actually contain the defect. You can't identify the bad engines individually, because the problem isn't in a batch. The problem is in all of them. Toyota's remedy is complete engine replacement, brand new short block. But if the root cause is a design flaw, not manufacturing debris, then every replacement engine is built to the same flawed specifications, same bearing clearances, same thin oil requirements, same reduced thrust bearing surface, and the data confirms it. Second and third engine failures are already appearing on Tundra forums. Brand new replacement engines failing at 15,000 miles, 20,000 miles, 25,000 miles. Toyota claims 2025 models have upgraded bearings, but 2025 failure reports are already emerging. Meanwhile, your financial exposure is real, and it's growing. A Tundra that should command premium resale prices is now selling at significant discounts. Dealers know it. Private buyers know it. Your $75,000 purchase is losing thousands of dollars in value, not because of miles or wear, but because of a design decision Toyota made in an engineering lab years before you signed that purchase agreement. Warranty denials are compounding the damage. Owners who towed within Toyota's specified limits are being told their claims are under review, some denied outright. If you own a 2022 through 2024 Tundra or a Lexus LX or GX550 with the V35A engine, document everything. Every failure, every warranty claim, every dealer visit, every phone call. Because the pattern we're seeing strongly suggests this won't be the last recall on this engine. Toyota needs to stop hiding behind machining debris and start engineering an actual fix, not replacement engines built to the same flawed specifications. An actual redesign, larger bearing clearances, thicker oil specifications, improved bottom-end architecture, whatever it takes to make this engine survive the truck duty it was sold to handle. Until then, you're driving a $75,000 truck with a design flaw that no recall has been able to solve. Drop your Tundra's model year and current mileage in the comments. Tell us what you're experiencing, because what Toyota won't document publicly, we will.